Righty-ho, neighbor, it's me, Fuzz Martin, and this is 15 Minutes with Fuzz, a show about positive things happening in and around Washington County, Wisconsin. We are cruising through May. I was recently in Las Vegas, not real Las Vegas. I was in Lake Las Vegas, which I actually enjoy more. I was at the hotel where the Kansas City Chiefs stayed for the Super Bowl earlier this year. It was the Westin. It's a beautiful place. And if you're following along, I've been training for a 5K. My sister and I are doing the Cream Puff 5K at the end of June at the Wisconsin State Fairgrounds. I've been doing pretty well. I've been training 3 times a week. It's been going well. So they had a casual 5K at the conference that I was at, and I decided to give it a shot. I've never done it. I've been to the conference, 7 times over the last 10 years. And I've never done the 5K. So I decided to do it this year. We were all told there was a hill, using finger quotes, on mile 2. So first mile was good. It was a little dry, but it was good. Second mile, turned the corner, slight incline. I was like, what? Scott, you kind of oversold this hill, bud. And then I turned another corner, and it went straight up, like 200 feet straight up. I was dying, but I didn't stop. And I got to the top, and then I saw the house that Travis Kelce reportedly had rented for Taylor Swift. And then I jogged back down to the hotel, 3.02 miles. So there we go. I jogged the whole way, didn't stop. Thank you. Applaud. Thank you. Thank you very much. I felt accomplished, actually. That was the first time I'd ever ran a whole 3 miles without stopping in my adulthood, and I felt good about it. I've since done it again, so there we go. Anywho, we're not here for that. We're here to talk about Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Washington County. This week, Jessica Barlament joins me to talk about a number of great things going on with Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Washington County, including Golf for Kids' Sake and Putt Putt Palooza. And with that, here are 15 minutes on Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Washington County with Jessica Barlament on 15 Minutes with Fuzz. All right, Jessica, could you please start by telling us the mission of Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Washington County?
So our mission is to create and professionally support a one-on-one mentoring experience for at-risk youth and to hopefully help them develop a potential and experience what they can reach for in life.
So how does Big Brothers, Big Sisters, with that mission, help to impact our local community? How does helping those who may be at risk impact the bigger community as a whole?
So studies have shown that a child that has a mentor in their life is able to avoid risky behaviors, have a higher graduation rate, and with that said, then they have a more positive impact on the community. They're staying out of trouble. We also hope that through mentorship, they're going to learn how to give back in their community by their mentor exposing them to new experiences and things that they can do to have a positive impact.
Do you happen to have any success stories from Big Brothers, Big Sisters that has positively impacted both the big and the little here in Washington County?
We have a current big sister, little sister. We actually refer to our mentor as bigs and our mentees as littles. Mm-hmm. So if I say bigs and littles, you'll know
which one's which.
You'll know which one I'm talking about. So the big has introduced her little to volunteering experiences, and the little is now, through connection with our program and activities director, Danny, at our office, recommended some volunteering at a daycare center because that's where the littles may be interested in moving forward as a career. So she volunteers at a daycare center, and she's also mentoring a child through her school district.
Oh, wow.
So that's been positive. And the big, of course, it's pride that you feel. I can speak as a former big sister. Mm-hmm. That you just love to see the accomplishments of what the little can do. You know, it's kind of like your own kid when you're mentoring and you see them getting a job or doing something that maybe is outside their comfort zone. You know, it's just that good feeling inside.
Sure. For those listening, we record this at Epic Creative in West Bend. One of my employees, Natalie, she is a big, her little, she's at the Milwaukee Big Brothers Big Sisters. Her little, she does stuff with all the time. And Natalie, I think, just turned 30, so she's been with her for probably like 4 or 5 years now. But she started as a young big, I would say, probably in the grand scheme of things. But she is always glowing when she's talking about her little and the things that they did together. And she's watched her, grow up and become a teenager and all those kind of things. And it's the same way you lit up when you were speaking about your little. She lights up when she speaks about hers.
I always joke that my little's like my third child by proxy.
Sure, yeah.
Because I'm actually going to see my little next week, so I'm very excited. But went through a lot with her in our match. Mom passed during our match. But recently took a trip to Disney with my little and family. And then she's at UWM in the medical field.
Awesome.
So just always checking in, and, she doesn't have much time for me, but working 2 jobs and just really proud of the life that, she's leading right now.
Excellent. To that, how do you measure the impact of how those mentoring programs go? Is there a way that you as an organization can measure that?
Yes. So we have a match support specialist who supports our matches. Just exactly what their title says.
Okay.
So when a child is matched with a mentor, then we are in contact with the child and the parent and the big once a month for a year.
Mm-hmm.
Then we move it to quarterly if the match is doing well. So that match support specialist is checking in on education and development, activities, things like that. Besides monitoring the match that way in person, we also do a youth development plan with our matches. So those are just goals that the little might feel they need to accomplish. And it can be something as easy, I want to learn how to knit. We don't make it real difficult for them.
Yeah.
Or I want to learn how to talk to people in public. So we review that annually with our matches.
Mm-hmm.
We also do surveys. We have a youth outcome survey where they kind of do self-reporting on school and risky behaviors, things like that. And then a strength of relationship survey that just kind of monitors how do they feel about their big. If there's any red flags or, low numbers, then our match support specialist will step in and just kind of see where the issue is. And hopefully we can work that out and help that match, give them suggestions on how to build a bit of a stronger relationship.
Sure. So there's some science and actual
there is.
data involved in it. It's not just, work it out. It's actual measurement and adjustments. That's great.
Lots of tools.
Yeah, that's awesome. So as Big Brothers Big Sisters Washington County, what kind of challenges do you currently face as a nonprofit and an organization, and how can the community support you?
Our biggest challenge is lack of mentors.
Okay.
We have about 20 kids on our waiting list. We are getting inquiries, a couple times a week for kids that are in need of a mentor. And our mentors, we take them as young as 16 years old. So if you're a high school student and you're in Key Club, Honor Club, or something where you need volunteer hours, then, this is a great way to do that, plus having a great impact on a child. We have a variety of matches. We can do a big brother, a big sister, a big couple, a big family. We have all different ways that you can spend time with the youth.
Great.
And then besides that, we have community matches where you're out and about doing things in the community. Our agency also offers free or low-cost activities. So we have tons of activities if you look on our calendar on our website for our matches. We have school-based. And that's how my match started out, was just once a week I'd go to school and have lunch with my little.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Play some games during recess, and for me it was just to keep that consistency.
Sure.
And then we have site-based. We do partner with the Boys and Girls Club. So if a child is there after school, you can go to the site and, have some fun with the kid, play some games, shoot some buckets.
So from a commitment standpoint, for somebody who may be considering becoming a big, you have a varying level of commitment and lower barriers to entry for those who might want to get started and see if it's right for them, all the way up to that kind of bigger commitment, right?
Right. So, and I'll just talk about myself personally, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
I knew with 2 kids at home yet that I wasn't sure if I could commit for our community match. We asked twice a month. for about 4 hours each time, but I always say it's, quality over quantity.
Mhm.
So for me, I was afraid I wasn't going to have that commitment level. So I did the school base because I knew every Monday I'm going to school at noon and I'm going to have lunch.
Mhm.
And from there, it spawned into being a community-based match a couple years later
Sure.
when I had a little bit more time on my hands as my kids got older.
And what kind of activities in that community-based match? What kind of activities do you? I mean, you talked about like knitting before, so that'd be if that little wanted to learn knitting, would that be where you would then like, hey, let's learn
Sure.
how to knit together?
Yeah. Yes. Because when we match, we look at what the big's interests are and the littles. So we try to match them,
Okay.
so that they have some similar interests. Cooking. We have kids that love to cook or
Mhm.
bake, so they can go to your house and you can just spend an afternoon doing that. I always think that's a great lesson, showing them how to make like freezer meals
Oh,
or,
sure, yeah.
things like that
Mhm.
they'd have after school. Farmers markets, you can incorporate them any way into your life. I mean, we had a big family where their little loved to clean house and she felt guilty. He would go to their house and he loved to vacuum and he would clean their house. So it doesn't have to be this phenomenal, huge thing for them to do. It can just be those simple tasks in life because a lot of these kids don't have those skills.
Sure. That makes a lot of sense, and that's why this organization exists, right? So,
Right.
So obviously, you mentioned that you're in need of mentors. What kind of qualities do you look for in a potential mentor, and for those who maybe want to get involved with one of those different programs, how do they get involved?
Well, we look for someone who obviously enjoys working with children and would
Mhm.
like to have an impact
Yeah.
on them. The consistency of, it is a relationship you're entering into that, we'd like to have that consistency for that child. Maybe just that love of new experiences
Mhm.
or having fun, taking them out into the community and just doing some simple things. We also do quite an extensive, we do background check and
Of course, yeah.
references, things
Mhm.
like that. So being willing to, follow through on that kind of stuff too.
Certainly. Are there any new initiatives or programs that Big Brothers Big Sisters Washington County has either coming up or on the horizon?
Well, we have just rebooted what we call youth trition. We like to put our words together.
Oh, yeah, that works.
Which is to address kind of that whole body's health.
Sure.
So we just had somebody from NAMI yesterday come into our agency and talk about mental health.
Okay.
We invited bigs, littles, and parents to that one. And then exercise, nutrition. So I know we have like a farmer's market planned. We're going to do a hike, things like that, just to make them aware of how they can have overall health.
Excellent.
Yeah, so that's one of our new ones that we're kind of retooling at this point.
Perfect. So this year marks your 31st annual Golf for FORE.
Yes.
It's clever. Kids Sake, Golf for Kids Sake event. First, where and when is that event?
So it is at the Washington County Golf Course on Friday, June 7th.
All right, perfect. Great golf course. So it's been going on for quite some time. How has that event evolved over the years?
We're kind of rebuilding that one because COVID,
Oh yeah,
COVID.
yeah. That's actually that was the end of our epic golf course. Was we had 3 rainouts in a row, or 2 rainouts in a row, and then the third year was COVID. So that was the end of the golf. Yeah. So I know how it goes, but you stuck it around.
We have. So we have increased over the last couple of years with teams, but we're
Right.
always looking for more teams. Just adding some fun. We have Billy Sims coming out, and he's going to have a table with some really good stuff.
Excellent.
Texas Roadhouse will have a game table, and we have a chance for a significant amount of money off on a Rustero car if you get the hole-in-one.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, and we've had a bunch of new companies join us and new sponsors. So
I was at Bowl for Kids Sake, and we ended up going to the Hartford one. You always have great participation from the community, from sponsors. Kudos to you guys. You guys, yeah, your sponsors and community members turn out, I would say.
They do. And I just really appreciate it. It's always great to see a big crowd. And as a former teacher, it's always fun to talk in front of a group of people.
Absolutely.
Have fun with them.
Yes. And activities, right? The sponsor activities or sponsor opportunities for Golf for Kids' Sake include things like gold and silver sponsors. How do these kind of contributions support your programs at Big Brothers Big Sisters?
So we use the fundraising to offer free or low cost activities to our matches. Of course, there's operational costs too involved, and it just sustains us. Also, we doing background checks. There's a lot of those little costs in there that kind of eat up the budget.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. For those who want to sponsor or get signed up for Golf for Kids' Sake, where can they do so?
They can call our office, 262-334-7896, or the best place to go to find everything is our website, which is bbbswash, W-A-S-H, co.org. So
right.
it's like Washington County, Washco. Yep. Okay.
bbbswashco.org.
Yes.
All right. Very good. I will link to that in the show notes, which are the little notes that accompany a podcast. When you click on the description and whatever podcast player you're listening to, or if you're listening to this on the website, it's the blog post on the website. So again, that's Golf for Kids' Sake, which is on June 7th. That's a Friday, June 7th at the Washington County Golf Course. But that's not all. You have Putt Putt Palooza coming up on August 10th, right?
Yes.
Tell us about Putt Putt Palooza. This is a new event, right?
It's a new one, yes.
Awesome.
Well, for us who are not so skilled on the golf course, we thought and we wanted to kind of do more of a family event. So we are going to be at Stingers in West Bend for mini golf. That's more of my level of golf. And then we're just trying out a new idea this year to get some families in the community involved, come on out and just have a good time. Our pricing is very reasonable, affordable, so families can come out and, you can have 5 or 6 people golfing at a very reasonable cost.
Excellent. Yeah, Stingers is on Paradise Drive in West Bend. It's that driving range and miniature golf place. So you also are going to have an extra special first putt for this one. Tell us about that and what makes it extra special.
Okay, so our first putt is going to be done by big brother Mike and little brother Dale. Mike and Dale were matched in 1970.
Wow.
So they still see each other. Mike just attended Dale's son's wedding in May.
Okay.
So it's been like 54 years they've been together.
So he's a great big.
Yes. I know the grandkids are coming, right? Yeah, they already came, I guess.
Yeah.
But Mike and Dale is, I think, just the heart and soul of what our organization is about, that this isn't just come in and mentor a kid for a year. Our goal is a lifelong relationship. And I can personally speak what a great experience that is. And, it's picking up another friend in life.
Yeah.
But Dale was a single parent, came from a single parent family. And he said it was great to have Mike in his life because he could talk to Mike about maybe some awkward things that he didn't want to talk about with his mom, and that it was a trusted individual that, he felt he could express his opinions and things with. And I think it's just really, it's significant as to what our organization is about.
Yeah. And so they matched, was it 54 years ago?
Yeah.
That's amazing. And so they're going to do the first putt.
Yeah, it's kind of like the opening pitch at a Brewers game. It's like the first putt to get the place going and then run through the golf course.
That's wonderful. So again, that's Putt Putt Palooza on August 10th, which is what day again? Saturday, August 10th at Stingers Golf Course. How can people sign up for that again on the website? bbbswashco.org.
Yes.
And again, we'll post that here. And if people want to get involved or learn more, they can go to the website and learn more there as well. Any other things that you have coming up or anything that you'd like people to know about?
As far as fundraisers, that's it. But just an outreach to the community. We also have an I Succeed program for our matches, grades 6 through 12. And that's to help them kind of think about post-secondary. What do I want to do after high school? Do I want to go on to college? Do I want to just go into the workforce right away? So we're always looking for businesses that would love to do tours for our kids.
Sure.
Our program and activities coordinator, Danny, does that program.
Sure.
So we're always looking for tours of that. I Succeed, we also did a financial workshop with them. We're looking at scholarship writing. But if there's anybody in the community that, feels they have something they could offer our kids and would want to come in and do a workshop with them, that would also be a great way to help us out.
Excellent. So, and just get in touch with you and at Big Brothers Big Sisters Washington County, or or Danny, I guess would be the way to go. You can point them in the right direction. Jessica, thank you so much for coming on the show today. And thanks for all you do for the community and for helping those who are, looking for a mentor to have that resource and for connecting community members with other community members. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you again to Jessica Barlament for joining me on this week's episode of 15 Minutes with Fuzz. If you ever have an idea for an episode of this show, don't hesitate to reach out. You can email me 15withfuzz@gmail.com. Just be sure to spell out the word 15withfuzz@gmail.com, or you can go to fuzz.cc/guest. That is fuzz.cc/guest. If you like this show, please hit the follow button in your podcast player, whether that's Apple, Spotify. If you're on YouTube, you can click the subscribe button, or, wherever you listen to these shows. You're listening to it right now, so whatever you're on, just click the follow button, please, if you like it, and then you'll get it every time a new episode comes out, which happens on Tuesdays. All the episodes are also available at 15withfuzz.com. And again, new episodes come out on Tuesdays. We got another one for you next week, and I'll talk to you then, right here on 15 Minutes with Fuzz.